The other thing that I thought was really interesting that you said was knowing what's actually in these portfolios. I recently watched The Big Short, which was maybe the most stressful movie for me of all time, even though I knew how it was going to end. I feel like that's how people in 1996 watched the Titanic. Like that's how it felt watching this movie. But one of the things, like the collateralized debt obligations, say that 3 times fast.
CDOs.
CDOs. A lot of people have no idea what's actually in them, and that was one of the premises of the movie, is that these people had like these giant portfolios, and no one actually knew what was inside of any of them.
I mean, there are so many messed up things about that situation with regards to the financial industry. I mean, you had myriad businesses whose job were originators, right? And what does an originator do with a loan? It simply makes the loan and then sells the responsibility of the loan to somebody else. And in many of those cases, the people buying it would then pick those loans apart and sell different portions of them. And so really what was left over from a financial product standpoint bore little to no resemblance to what had been created in the first place. And the person creating the loan downstream could not care less about what ended up happening to it upstream. Whereas it's a volume play at that point, and that's where you end up getting so many poorly written, underwritten loans. One of the things about community banks is they are community banks, which means that their lending footprints tend to be in the region or area that they're doing their business. So if you want to go back to Burke and Herbert here in Alexandria, the bulk of their business is being done in Northern Virginia with Northern Virginia homeowners, Northern Virginia businesses, so on and so forth. And generally speaking, when they originate a loan, they're much more likely to keep it on their own books. So the incentive is there for them to only originate loans that will remain money good for the lifetime of the loan. So just that level of personal responsibility is something that I think you find in smaller financial institutions that has sort of been lost as financial institutions have become too big to fail, so to speak.
That's such a great answer. I'm just so impressed. Thank you so much.